Up next, the Rockets taking on the Grizzlies. For the Rockets, the best record in the NBA. And it's no accident. An elite team that expects to win every time they take the floor. Grizzlies, Rockets. We'll be right back for the tip-off.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
And the pregame warm-ups are wrapping up out in Houston, where it'll be the Rockets going up against the Memphis Grizzlies. And guys, for the Grizzlies, playing under 500 basketball over the last 10 games, they can do better, and they'll try to get on the winning side tonight. And as we close out the regular season, Shaq, what's interested you most along the way?
Well, I like watching the underdogs rise up, proving a lot of people wrong. Kind of satisfied feeling when you outperform your expectations.
Yeah, I can't believe the skill level of some of these rookies. Guys entering the league now are being...
Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation of our NBA basketball. Kevin Harlan here, along with Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, David Aldridge on our sideline. It's our pleasure to welcome in the sports guy, Bill Simmons, to our broadcast for a second straight year. It's an honor to have you here courtside.
I'm just excited that I got brought back. I felt like I was on Brooke Lopez on the one-year contract last year, and then now you've invited me back.
But
it's another one-year contract.
You've reinvented yourself, though.
Yeah.
You can hit outside comments.
I tried to expand my range, you know, but so we'll see. We'll take it year by year.
We can't wait to hear it. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Che.
And when it comes to his scoring, he's enjoying a fantastic run. He's brought his points per game average up thanks to the work he's done in the past 10, and maybe he's got another big one in store tonight.
And the starting group for the Grizzlies. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. Morant and Allen at the guard spots. And it's Iguodala in its small forward. And for the Rockets, Tucker and Capella are up front. Russell Westbrook out there with Gordon. And it's Charles in at the 3, the small forward. With Andre Iguodala in his mid-30s, still one of the league's better perimeter defenders. Would you not agree?
Oh, yeah. And basically always seems to be playing on one leg. He's always playing through something, but look, he's a Hall of Famer by the current standards of everybody gets into the Basketball Hall of Fame, and we've completely ruined that. But I actually really do think he's a Hall of Famer. I think he was somebody who was a franchise player in Philly, and that team had some success. He went to Denver, that team had some success. He went to Golden State and became kind of the iconic role player of this decade, you know, and he's a much better version of what Big Shot Robert Horry did and Derek Fisher and those guys. He's much better than those guys were because he could be more than that and he proved he could be a franchise guy. The stuff that he's done in the playoffs, he gets better in the playoffs. I think the good offensive players hate being guarded by him. And he's just somebody you'd want on your team. I love guys who just care about the results and the winning. And he's somebody that I think sacrificed a lot to be on this team.
Well said. Westbrook with it. He's picked up by Morant. Pass to Charles. To the paint. Stolen by Jackson. Here's Morant. And he banks in the layup.
And for a great shooter, Morant really works for high percentage shots. He loves to take it inside.
Shea inside. He's covered by Iguodala. Shea with the bucket.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
It makes sense, right? You're trying to get off to a fast start, and he can help with that.
Now here's Iguodala. Passes it to Jackson. And Jackson throws it down hard.
Andre Iguodala showing his court vision off the pick and roll. Just a remarkable player who really threads the needle with his passing.
On the wing, Che. He's covered by Iguodala. And the Rockets building their offense around the 3 ball. What will that approach look like if they ever want to make a championship run? There's got to be more to it than just the 3-point shot.
You would think. They've been playing the math. and the math says volume of threes and percentages, and eventually it's going to come in your favor.
You believe that's the way to win?
I think it's the way to succeed during the regular season. We saw with Toronto, especially in the Toronto-Milwaukee series. Toronto was playing those same averages, and then Van Vliet got hot, and a couple of guys started making threes, and all of a sudden they win that series. So that's a case of it did work. But I still think you need to know what you're doing when everything slows down. We saw the Rockets 2 years in a row, like famously when they missed 27 threes.
Mm-hmm.
Those threes get a lot tougher when it's a game 7, you're tired, the other team's used to you, and the nerves are coming in, and that basket suddenly looking a little smaller. What's your plan B?
Here's Allen. The Rockets making the shot. Stolen by Gordon. And it's Houston on the break. Here's Jay. Down it goes. His third basket. He's now 3 for 4.
I mean, beautiful execution of the game plan offensively. So far, they are hitting 80% from the field.
Now here's Morant. Coming off a stellar performance against Philadelphia. Allen against Gordon. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Allen drives in. And that's going to be a travel. And a little spring cleaning now. Let's see what stays and what's gone in the new power rankings. You look at the Nets. They're moving on up. 4th spot in the rankings this time around.
And seeing where the Rockets are, they've proven time and time again this season that not only are they for real, but they may be the team to beat.
It's stolen by Valanciunas. Allen inside. He's against Gordon. Seen a handful of players land the Supermax contract bill. By and large, how do you see those deals working out?
It's tough. Nobody's really been happy with it yet. You know, it's so much money, and it's such a big part of somebody's salary cap, and you're just kind of handicapped with it. And we've seen John Wall is the worst case scenario of it, but the situation Charlotte was in with Kemba Walker, where he makes the All-NBA team, and now his Supermax is $240 million instead of $180. Like, that's crazy. And in a salary cap league, to pay $50 million a year from somebody is just nuts. It compromises the ceiling of the team. So the Bucks are going to be in this position with Giannis, where he's making $55 million a year and the cap's $120. How are you going to put a good team around?
You can't maneuver.
You can't. So I would put a wrinkle in there that I would make the Supermax, whatever, pay the player whatever the number is, but it only counts for like $32 million or something. Make it so that it's not prohibitive.
Percentage of the total cap.
Yeah, make his cap figure is 32. Even if you're paying him 55, and then that way people could compete better.
Here's Iguodala. The offensive rebound. No good from Valanciunas.
What a defensive play. Gets the stop and does it without foul.
And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Allen surveying the D, and the foul called on Shea. That's foul number 2 for him. Houston making a switch. Green's checked in. Then for the Grizzlies, Crowder, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Josh Jackson comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Dylan Brooks in for Grayson Allen.
Superb vision and decision by Jay Crowder. Rotating the ball.
Boom! That's how you attack.
Wow. Agree. Ooh, you know people are going to be talking about that one after the game. Jay flexing his creativity.
Morant with it. Jay's there. And then Morant slams it in.
Yeah, that's fire right there. Morant practicing for the dunk contest. I see you, young fella.
Back to Jay. And from everything we're hearing, Bill, the draft's one and done aspect may be coming to an end. Like it?
For me, the G League is the key to all of this. I would like to see the guys come right out of high school and go to the G League and have an actual infrastructure that's attached to the rig.
And the G League is having an effect on the NBA. There are a lot of former guys from that league playing in the big league.
And the other thing is, like, sports rights are becoming more and more valuable with the streaming services. Just the fact that you can watch a game anywhere you are. You can watch it on your phone. You can watch it if you're in China. You can watch it if you're in Hawaii. And I think the G League should be a bigger thing. So if they can figure out a way to kind of steal college basketball's corner with some of this stuff while also preparing these guys. The one and done that makes no sense to me. I don't understand what anyone gains from going to college for 5 months and then pretend they're a college student.
I really like Che's finishing ability on the break. He's money and he's deadly.
The Grizzlies trail by 7. Morant with it. Looking at the numbers, he's averaging about 20.5 points a game. Now the pass to Brooks. Now Jackson. 4 on the clock. Hits the three-point bomb. That's 7 points for John Morant.
So tough to guard. When Morant is rising and firing like that, basically impossible to stop. And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Green against Brooks. Trying to find Jackson. He's got it now. That drops and it comes off an assist from Brooks. Jackson's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go. And Houston calls their first timeout of the game.
Well, it's a players' league, but certainly coaching has its place.
Yeah, if that weren't the case, you wouldn't see so many coaching changes in the offseason.
Houston. The Rockets perpetually knocking on the door. At what point, though, Bill, do you think their window will close?
I think that point happened in May of 2019. I think they had 2 years to win the title where everything was lined up for them. 2018, they're up 3-2 against the Warriors. The Warriors are tired. They seem like they're fading. They can't close. I think the key for them is the difference between being a regular season team and a playoff team. They're a great regular season team, but the playoffs every year become more and more complicated, smarter, more. You got to come up with a plan C, a plan D, a plan E as the series goes along. And their plan A is kind of what they ride with. They get tight, the crowd gets tight, things slow down. What's your plan B? And they haven't been able to figure that out.
So on the floor for Memphis, Iguodala and Jackson Jr. at the forward slots. Morant and Allen at the guard spots. And it's Valanciunas in at the 5. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. Shea in the last game against the Suns was a driven man. He tallied 50 points, and he did what he does best. He shared the ball and looked to get his guys going throughout the game. His numbers were off the charts. He was unguardable, and he knew it. And he took advantage of it. Kevin, back to you.
Excellent, David. Thank you. Greg, how impressive was it watching him completely take over?
Unstoppable. They won that game because of his effort and just his overall relentlessness.
That's what every player has control of, his level of activity. It allows you to impact the game even if the shot isn't falling.
From deep, Iguodala. Eric Gordon with the rebound. Houston leading by 8. Here's Shea, and he goes big with the top right over John Morant.
Wow, what an evening Chase had. Unstoppable and relentless at the offensive end.
Allen outside, pass to Jackson. Over Jerebko, misses off the right iron. Bill, you wear so many hats, writing, producing, performing. You're running the Ringer, which is highly successful. What role satisfies you the most?
I would say working with young people and trying to help them get better. I think that's the coolest thing you can do, especially if you feel like you've done some good stuff and accomplished some things and realized some dreams. Like the next thing to do is just to, can you help other people get to where they should go?
Well, a lot of this wasn't around when you and I were growing up. So
No.
What were your dreams?
My dream initially was just to write a sports column that people read.
And
That's
the
what I
Globe.
wanted forever, yeah. And then the most satisfying thing is just not knowing what's next, but taking chances and hoping things are going to be fun and work out. You have to have a good team around you, and you have to have like 6 or 7 awesome people that you completely trust who can help you do stuff, because it's impossible to do everything yourself, especially if you're trying to increase the scale of what you're doing. And I think that even works for an NBA organization. You know, it's not like one person running everything. I would say putting a good team around you is the most important thing.
Here's Iguodala. That one dropped for his 2nd bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
Outstanding work from Iggy. So skilled in finishing off the drive.
And they double up Jay. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Rivers has got his first bucket of the night.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Morant passes to Iguodala. Pass to Valanciunas. Good work defensively by Capella. Houston leading by 8. Here's Shea, and Shea throws it down.
So quick into the lane, and then the huge finish. Shea gives the defenders no time to react.
Here's Morant. 7 points in the game. With the teardrop, we've been producing documentaries going deeper into athlete stories, which I know you love, because I think you're curious more than anything else.
Yeah.
So what drew you to that process?
Initially, it was we dove into these stories, but that was the inefficiency of, instead of these big, broad type of documentaries, concentrate on events and players and moments and things like that. And I think as you get into that and you start doing it, it just becomes intoxicating. And the cool thing about it is no story should be told the same way you would tell somebody else's story. You just don't know. You got to figure it out. Like we had Steve Nash his last Lakers season. He wanted to do a documentary about it. And then we spitballed it, and we decided it was actually a better idea to do an in-the-moment digital series about it that you could experience in real time with the thing. And it was the right idea, and that was really good. I think trying to figure out what story clicks the best with an athlete, how to tell whatever story they have correctly is the coolest part.
Staying open to what develops, one of Che's biggest strengths as a playmaker.
Morant passes to Valanciunas, and here's Jackson. Allen outside. Passes it to Iguodala. A 3-ball. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Iguodala. With 1 game to go, let's take a look at how the final seeding will look out west. You look at the Rockets, they've continued to play strong basketball, if not utterly dominant, as the last part of the season grinds toward the playoffs. And it looks like, guys, they'll hold on to that #1 spot the whole way there. And checking out Memphis, they're at the bottom of the conference.
And I think for the Rockets, they're not an opponent any team wants to see on their schedule. They've been producing all season long. And guys, I don't see them slowing down anytime soon.
We figured that by this point in the season, they would have separated themselves from the pack. They've done that and more. I don't know how they lost track of a guy like Valanciunas on that play. Easy alley-oop for him.
And they double up Jay. Westbrook hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. And the Rockets lead by 10. Memphis has gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. Here's Morant. Valanciunas trying to free himself up and in for the basket. #4. That makes him 4 for 5 now.
The delicate touch on display there. Gotta love when Morant lets that floater fly off his fingertips. Beautiful.
Shea kicks it to Tucker. Murray outside. And they double up Shea. Back to Westbrook for 3. The Grizzlies pull it in. Valanciunas has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Well, Bill, I know you've got to run. Marvelous to have you on the program. Wish we could do it more often.
Let's do it right now. I don't have to run. Can I stay?
Yes. The pass to Melton. Back to Jackson. The tray. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
And that 3 makes things just a little more interesting here.
So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Rockets lead by 5. We'll be back shortly live from Houston, Texas. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Well, you look at Shea in this game, he has been everywhere.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
I think both sides probably adjusted a few things. The key for him is to bring the same level of energy over these last 2 quarters.
Tucker and Capella are up front. Gordon is out there with Russell Westbrook. And it's Charles in at the 3 slot. That's the 5 for Houston right now. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Jaren Jackson Jr. is the son of an NBA player. And I'm so old, I covered his dad in college. Growing up, his parents let him find his passion, but the game was always in his genes. Jackson Jr. said, "I've always prided myself on being more than just a basketball player, but I can't deny my laser focus on the sport." Kevin, he's following in his father's footsteps, but looking to create his own legacy.
Terrific mentor, but he's just getting started, David. Thank you. The emphasis on freedom of movement, less grabbing and holding on the perimeter, Steve, has made some players almost impossible to defend.
Yeah, James Harden, because he likes to be physical, and it's how can you not guard him without being physical in return. Steph Curry, because he gets the opening shots. Lillard, Kyrie, Devin Booker, Giannis, Kevin Durant for sure. It's hard to guard these guys because they're so good on the offensive end.
Shot clock at 6. And Capella sends it back. And here we go. Fast break with Shea. That shot off. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way. Pass to Morant. And the foul called on Shea. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Jackson passes to Iguodala.
You like that he's still attacking, but the results tonight just haven't been there.
Here's Charles, and the dunk by Shea.
His ability to create off the bounce makes Shea a very tough cover.
Pass to Valanciunas. Now here's Jackson. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Passes it to Iguodala. Just 5 on the clock. It's Allen on the wing. The Grizzlies with another miss.
Shaky start to the half. Going 1 for 4. Still trying to...
And that's a running play.
That one was big time. He muscled that one in. Shea unfazed by the physical play inside.
Well, we're into the 3rd quarter. Just over 2.5 minutes played. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
Beasting on defense. First he closes out hard on the shooter, then he attacks the glass.
And slam dunk by Allen.
Iggy just keeping his head up on his swivel all the time.
Rockets leading by 7. And they double up Shea. And the rejection by Valanciunas. Iguodala with it. Shea's there.
And a phenomenal attack of the rim off the drive from Iguodala there. Just exploding to the hoop past the defense.
Shea kicks to Capella. Shea drives in.
I guess he didn't appreciate getting scored on that last trip.
I guess not. He threw it down right on top of him. And so Allen will bring it up for the Grizzlies. 7-point differential. Poke loose. Stolen by Tucker. Shea outside. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andre Iguodala. That is his 1st foul of the game. Jonas Jerebko's checked in for the Rockets. Austin Rivers comes in for Russell Westbrook. The Grizzlies also changing it up. Crowder comes in for Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Jackson in for Andre Iguodala. And Crowder with the basket on the assist by Jackson. Jackson's got 4 assists in the game. Houston leading by 5. And they double up Jay. Capella dishes to Jay. Puts up a 3. Another miss by Houston.
He's been of no help stretching the floor tonight. Just 1-3 in the first half. Nothing in the second.
And so here's Memphis.
And Memphis owing a pick to Boston. Rumor was they hoped it would convey this summer rather than rolling over to the 2020 draft.
Moving up to number 2, not a bad outcome with a potential star in Ja Morant. They've got another key player for their rebuild.
And they double up Jay. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Tremendous effort by Che. Powers through the contact to complete the play, and he gets himself to the line.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And what a season he's had at the foul line thus far. 86% from the line.
Gerald Green, he's checked in for Eric Gordon. Grabs checked in for the Grizzlies. Brooks comes in for Grayson Allen. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Steve, the player tracking data is kind of an interesting thing. It's a big part of scouting now. In fact, AI can accumulate that right from the TV feed, which to me is amazing.
It is. I think if it doesn't distract or take away from our game, to have that type of information live and from a player being able to play in a game, I think is helpful for everything, for scouting, for, I would say, health reasons, for guys, conditioning. I love it, as long as it doesn't distract from the game.
That's a good point.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
And I just love it when the fast break results in a high percentage look. Not always the case these days.
Here's Rivers. Good, and the assist goes to Che. Che's got assist number 7 for him tonight.
Not a pure shooter in the classic sense, but Rivers is a threat out there if you give him any room.
Here's Jackson. Reverses, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
The Grizzlies have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far.
And on the seat.
1:21 left here in the third quarter. Green against Jackson. Kicks it out to Che. Brooks grabs the board.
Empty possession, and you don't want to miss these easy looks.
Crowder, and Crowder slams it in.
And for Jay Crowder, nothing has been given to him. He fights and he competes.
Che left side. Here's Westbrook. Nice D from Brooks.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Here's Melton, covered by Che. A second chance effort. Birch grabs the board. Birch has got his 7th rebound here tonight. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. And the wide open shot from Green. Good. Nice assist from Westbrook.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
And there's the pass to Jackson. With 2 seconds left. He can't get it to go. And so it's Houston in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. Right back after this break. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
This is why you preach teamwork. Some of the most spectacular plays are the ones where guys are feeding off one another.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. So on the floor for Memphis, Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. Jay Crowder out there with Rab, and it's Jackson in at the 3 spot.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Now here's Crowder, guarded by Tucker. And here's Morant. Back to Crowder. 6 to shoot. Memphis moving that ball around. From deep 3-point range, and they force the shot clock violation. Great team. Gordon's checked in for Gerald Green. The Grizzlies also changing it up. Valanciunas, he's checked in for Rab. Jackson comes in for Jackson. And Grayson Allen subbed in for Brooks. And the call on the shot, it sends him to the line.
Outspoken about what he believes. Jay's been both celebrated and persecuted for it.
And both free throws good for Jay. The Grizzlies trail by 18. About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. Here's Jackson. It's hauled in by Clint Capella. Capella's got 8 rebounds in this game.
Usually a good bet. When Che is at the rim, he's being aggressive.
The Grizzlies have gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. Now here's Morant. He's covered by Westbrook, and Clint Capella is going to pick up a foul. That's his first foul. And for a team schedule that includes 4 games and 5 nights, sports writers have introduced the term schedule losses due to fatigue. I just don't think that's very good, but it's the reality right now.
Yeah, it is. And sometimes, Kevin, you know these games, you travel a lot. Your legs are just done, and that's when you have to rely on a total team, play more guys. But it happens. You can't get out of this quicksand. You're going to have those type of losses.
Down low, here's Valanciunas. The Grizzlies with another miss.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
And the basket by Gordon. Gordon's got his first 2 points of the night.
They are just killing them on the interior.
They've been looking at a sink offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Timeout called. The Grizzlies. Shea really making a difference.
You have to make it harder for him to score. Deny the ball, even double, whatever it takes to force someone else to beat you.
Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for Jay Crowder. Now here's Morant. He's covered by Westbrook. Morant passes to Valanciunas. Now here's Morant. 6 on the shot clock. Jackson trying to break through. And that one's good. Morant.
And this team's struggles are not his fault. He's putting in work at the offensive end.
Here's Charles. Andre Iguodala comes up with the rebound. It's out of bounds to the Rockets as Houston retains possession. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. And Westbrook gets it to go.
Whether he's attacking the basket or squaring up from long range, Westbrook is always dangerous.
Morant passes to Jackson. Over Westbrook. Valanciunas trying to free himself up. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
Talented, driven. He puts constant pressure on your defense.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Iguodala. Now here's Che, guarded closely. And the Dunked by Che.
Nice job in screen and roll. Just put the ball in Che's hands and let him go to work.
And so Allen will bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. Pass to Iguodala. A lot of people think, Steve, there are 3 factors necessary to achieving organizational success. Ownership, ownership, and ownership. What do you think?
I guess it's ownership, and ownership. I think it also comes down to trust. Trust in anything gets you a chance to be successful.
And Steve, you know, it's just about establishing that culture, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think you got to have identity, a culture that everybody wants to be a part of. And he finally gets involved from beyond the arc. His first 3 of the game comes here in the second quarter.
And they double up Che. He kicks it to Capella. Westbrook dishes to Che. Here's Iguodala. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
Superior muscle from Iggy on that possession there. Just a stellar job using his girth.
And that one drops.
Throughout the evening, he's gotten to his spots, and the defense has not adjusted.
Morant with it. At the elbow, it's Jackson. Valanciunas trying to free himself up, and Jackson with the basket on the assist by Morant. Morant's got assist number 5 here tonight. And they double up Che. Kicks it to Gordon. Some nice passing there by Houston. And the rejection by Jackson. It's Allen on the wing. Launches a 3. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Capella's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
He's just relentless in his approach. Makes Che a very difficult guy to defend.
And both free throws good for Che.
It's interesting. No free throw attempts for him in the first half. He's finally pushing the action and reaping the reward.
Valanciunas against Capella. And Valanciunas kicks to Allen. Pass to Iguodala. Clock at 4. Fires from 14. Russell Westbrook with the rebound.
Can't fault the play call. Even though he couldn't convert, that's a good shot.
And Che gets it to go.
Ooh, heat check after heat check. He rises to the occasion, trying to wheel his team to victory.
Morant kicks to Jackson. You know, Smitty, Commissioner Adam Silver has been outspoken in saying there will be a female NBA head coach, and he says it's on him to help it happen sooner than later. And, Steve, we already see many women in various categories in the NBA all over the league right now.
So true, Kevin. I love the diversity, and it's much needed in our league.
Hits it again. Wow.
And the 50-point games continue to add up for him.
Well, every game takes him closer to the next benchmark. Next up, second place all time.
And Wilt had 30 games of 50 points or more back in 1963, and that number gets closer and closer with games like this.
And here's Che outside. It's rebounded by Memphis. Now Morant. And that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession. And the foul called on Che. That will be foul number 5 on him.
Oh my goodness, his 5th foul. One more, and he's done for the evening.
Rockets on defense. Valanciunas finds Jackson. Rocket 6, and stolen by Gordon.
His turnovers haven't helped their cause. It's almost as if he's playing for the other team and not doing his team any favors jacking up 3-pointers. He needs to realize that right away.
Iguodala outside. Passes to Jackson. Here's Valanciunas, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And steady improvement, Smitty, for Lithuanian big man Jonas Valanciunas. You look at his per-minute numbers, pretty impressive.
They are. He'll give you 20 and 10 with 30 minutes a night. But in today's game, it's so perimeter oriented. Will he get that opportunity?
Valanciunas hits them both.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
And the basket by Gordon.
Beautiful location on the pass, as usual. Led his man perfectly.
Memphis has gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Timeout called, the Grizzlies. Steve, revenue's climbing. We're seeing some star players make $40+ million a year. Top coaches making around $10 million a year. My goodness. Do you think coaches are due for a raise, though, Steve?
You know, I think all parties involved, the numbers will keep going up, Kevin. The franchise values are going up to over $1 billion. So I think coaches will get a raise, players will get a raise, and the guys that are playing at a high level, especially for coaches, if they're winning, their numbers will go up.
Jackson passes to Iguodala. The putback, great positioning on the putback.
Oh, big time putback there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. Shea dishes to Tucker. The pass to Capella. Back to Shea. From beyond the arc. Good defense by Iguodala. The Grizzlies trail by 20. It's Allen with the drive, and it's good for 2. Iguodala's got 9 points now in just the second half.
Iggy is really controlling the pace of this game right now, getting a lot of high-quality shots.
And so Westbrook will bring it up for the Houston Rockets. Here's Charles, yet another bucket.
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making a GA look all too easy right now. There's 1:34 left here in the fourth quarter. There's the lob to Jackson. No good.
And what should have been a simple pass and finish ends up in a missed opportunity on that alley-oop attempt.
It started off looking good, but the timing was just a little off, and sometimes that's all it takes.
And Capella sends it down.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Rockets.
The differential in assists led to a lot of open looks, and it also helped to get more guys involved in the offense easy.
And they made the defense adjust, but they just couldn't come up with an answer.
And in what's been a tremendous year tonight, another example, and they'll push their amazing win total on the season to 68. An outstanding season we've watched this team play.
And on the season, this is going to be their 3rd win in 4 games against this team.
And when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Shea.
A big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving, finding guys when they would flash open.
Count it, good. And the Rockets lead by 21.
Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the plays.
Especially during this last run, which ultimately put the game away.
Iguodala left side. Puts up a 3. Rebounded by Tucker. Shea drives in, and Shea throws it down.
And they feel good giving their fans a show here while taking care of business.
They're going to win by a nice margin. The effort was there all night.
So we see Houston taking the W here. There was a tale of 2 teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm. And
that's it, folks. The NBA